Piece of shit. Mike wasn't even selected. Alright, so if this does not work, I haven't fully tested it, but if this doesn't work, then I'll switch over to Knights of Azure too, because I haven't tested this copy fully. So give me one sec. What's going on, Sayudo? Beats me. This is my first time playing. Alright, let me try and open it now. Okay. Traditional. At highest possible frame rate. I really don't want any hard mode, bro. After what I just dealt with in Sophie 2, I don't want any hard mode, bro. I just want an easy playthrough. Which protagonist? Oh, okay. Slade. You already know every Atelier main character's got to be the heroine, bro. So I'm going with Rias. Okay. But it's good that they actually have a male main character. They give him that. I mean, it wouldn't even matter who you started off with. Different start, but then they're just gonna come together and fight. I mean, what's going on, Deco? Well, yeah, that's true, but going up until now, nowadays it's just female pro tags now. This started off interesting. I like it. Trust me, I'd really want an Atelier game with a male pro tag. Boing boing. Jiggle physics. Here we go. I don't blame the pony for chasing her. Is that her hat though? That can't. Is that part of the hat though, or are those actually her ears up top?
昨日バル鉱山の奥に見たことのない横穴が見つかったという報告が上がってきています。横穴？それは
That's gotta be part of the hat accessory, bro.
はい。おそらくは先日のウェルテックスの影響による自然崩落かと。ですが、その横穴の奥にはかなり広大な空間があり、数確認されているとのこと。
Hey, you never know.
それって、はい。おそらくは学術的にも価値があるものです。
Just may surprise you.
同時にならず者どもにとっても垂涎の発見。ことが公になる前に早急な対策を。遺跡？それもまだ誰も見たことがない。やった！まさかこんな話が聞けるなんて。きっとこれは星の導き。行けと言われてる。すぐに出発しなきゃ。あの時の私をしばき倒してやりたい。なんて落ち込んでいても仕方ないよね。閉じ込められたってわけでもないんだし、気を取り直してもうちょっと探検してみるか。でももうプニに追いかけ回されるのだけは勘弁。
Rias ate this. Okay. Alright, let's see what we got. Exploration base control. DLC. Oh, I deleted them. I'm gonna have to make a fresh new walkthrough from a new walkthrough series for Sophie in general. Let's check these DLCs out. Okay. Midnight costume. Digital deluxe pack is gonna add it. Rough time costume. Oh no, it was hard. Definitely hard. You know what happened? I technically I beat the final boss, but the second phase. But the thing about it is that there was a second phase for Edvita. And the thing is that for this second phase, and obviously our health doesn't recover. Our health doesn't get refilled or anything like that. It doesn't get fully recovered or anything. We have to fight in the same state that we were at since the first fight. And she did and obviously she did like twice the damage she did the first time. Now, if it was just one phase, I would have been done with it right there. But seeing the damage she gave and everything in the second phase, I said, fuck no, I'm out of there. So the second thing I tried to do was I downloaded the PC version, went for a save. The only thing is that since the title is very niche, since Atelier in general is very niche, since Atelier is very niche in general, there's not much saves online. And the only thing that was there was a clear save, not a save before the final fight, sadly. So I was pretty much shit out of luck. So I told myself, let me just delete the game. Let me just like delete the game in general, delete the walkthroughs in general, and start a fresh new walkthrough set somewhere in the near future, because I'm not really touching Sophie anytime soon right now. That and the fact that my equipment were practically just B tier equipment, not even close to A or S tier, with at least a quality of like 200 and something. So it wasn't even close to the recommended amount to even beat the boss. So I'm not even surprised though. It's just that, you know, when it comes to Atelier games, I suck at farming materials and shit and crafting, you know, the right weapons with the right effects and shit. That's why I was more directed towards Ryzen than any other Atelier game, because it made crafting items very easy. And there was a fair difficulty for me too. The thing is that Sophie 1's final boss may have been hard, but at least that one was actually fair. Anyway, I'll be stopping at 1. Thing is that I don't really have the time these days to farm materials and shit, and I get that deleting my walkthroughs was a stupid thing, because I could have just taken my time on the game and just farm materials and then face the final boss. But I just do not have the time, especially with other games to finish and my responsibilities outside of gaming. Turn gauge. Okay. So turn-based really is back then. Okay.
探せば珍しい遺物がもっと見つかるかも。そうすれば新しい観光名所になって街にたくさんの人が来て、楽しみ。よーし、そうと決まればもっとしっかり調べなくちゃ。絶対にみんながびっくりするようなものを見つけて戻るんだから。
But hey, at least I still have proof of my Atelier walkthroughs. I still have all of Ryza. I still got all of Atelier Ryza complete on the channel, so people can't say that I didn't finish an Atelier game.
私の冒険者の勘ではここの遺跡は本物だよ、絶対。きっと奥の方にはもっとすごいものが眠ってる。楽しみだな。
Why is the Y button jump? Hold up. Y buttons actually jump? You must be joking, right? But why is Y jump? And I don't understand. Okay, let me see. All right. $4K. Say less. This is 4K. Stop. Do I need anti-aliasing? I really don't need that. Whoa, hold up a second. Ooh, I guess I do. I might need to put that on. Hold on a sec. Oh yeah, I remember you told me. A shame Ryza is not playable. And she's still one of the most, and she's still like, and she's like fan favorite because of her thickness. Going on stuff.
だから奥に行かせてもらうよ。さーて始めますか。
It's not the fact that people hate Ryza itself, it's the fact that people just hate the game. It's because of the fact that it's much more easy. People hate it because of its, new crafting system and everything, and the fact that it doesn't take effort to craft much weapons in the game and stuff. Because if you look at Sophie's I can understand the bullshit difficulty in Sophie, where they choose more of synthesizing over levels to win. In terms of having the best equipment, because having the best equipment is needed in pretty much every Atelier game. Having the best equipment at the best quality and tier is definitely needed in every Atelier game. But when it comes to Ryza's different. Ryza, you could go past 50. Ryza, you could literally go past 50 to at least the max level of 100, if I remember correctly, or 99. And the thing is that you don't need much of a high tier weapon all the way to beat the game specifically. Because I think for Ryza 1, I didn't have an A tier weapon, if I remember correctly. For Ryza 1, I never had an A or S tier weapon by the time, so. And I think I beat it with B tier possibly, but Sophie is on a much more bigger level than Ryza, because for Sophie, you have to pay complete attention to the crafting and, pretty much everything. And the difficulty is taken a lot more seriously in that one than it is for Ryza. Yup, Because Sophie's more about it's literally about putting your materials together in a puzzle. In like a big puzzle and stuff like that, and you gotta connect the dots and shit like that, and connect elements and crap like that. While Ryza, you don't really have to do all that stuff. Ryza pretty much improves. Ryza pretty much improves the It basically improves the alchemy system. Because I can tell you right now, if you play Sophie, and specifically Sophie 2, and you like synthesize certain items and stuff like that. Not sure if Ryza showed it too, but I think if you synthesize the items in a bad way, like the characters show a sad or either a sad or a good I think they show like a sad or mid expression, showing that it wasn't really good. So when I literally see like all these players beating Sophie 2 on very hard and stuff like that, I'm like, how do you have the patience for all that? How are you able to do that with no problem? Meanwhile, my ass struggling on Sophie 2 on the most easiest difficulty, bro. I struggle to beat it on easy, bro, and struggle against the bosses and shit. And that goes to show that they take material grinding like super crazy in Sophie. But for Ryza, you don't really have to like You don't really have to like worry about that, you know, worry about the mandatory stuff completely.
それにしても
Sophie takes material grinding very seriously and crazy synthesis very seriously, but Ryza pretty much takes away all that effort and stuff, and you know, makes it easier because of the fact that Atelier Ryza is mainly like, you know, a much more newer system for newer fans into the series, you know, like me, because that's how I got into Atelier. Because what got me interested in Ryza was I'll be honest with you, it was the art style. The art style is what got me into Ryza. The art style pretty much drove me towards the game.
またすごい場所。まるで神殿みたい。でもここで行き止まりじゃない。扉がある。それも見るからにただの扉じゃない。やっぱりこっちが正解だった。私の勘が正しかったんだ。早くあの扉に。
I like how the cutscenes are so unexpected. Oh man, the best shot. Yeah, starting off with Atelier in general, it was kind of a bit hectic because I didn't understand the battle system and everything.
ここで今何か
Took me a while to like understand the battle system, the healing and all that stuff, and like I remember when I was first when I first got into battle and stuff. Well, I was like, you know, first getting into battle, and my first set of battles were, you know, losing health and shit. I kept asking myself, where's the items? How do you heal like right away in battle? And I'm like, oh, I gotta craft the items and shit. So it's like,
大丈夫か。
大丈夫。
危ないから下がっているんだ。すぐに型をつける。
and I was thinking that since Ryza had, I was thinking that since Ryza was very easy to play through and everything, I was assuming, hey, maybe all the other Atelier games are, but then like, you know, like my first entry outside of Ryza, my first Atelier entry outside of Ryza after beating them was Sophie. And that was when I realized that not all Atelier games played at the same difficulty as Ryza, because Ryza was for newcomers. In terms of wanting an easy difficulty, you know.
それにしてもこいつすっごく硬そうなんだけど。
どうにか防御を崩さないと仕留めるのは難しそうだな。慎重に動かないとな。前に出る。
But yeah, I'll be stopping at 1. Just putting that out there.
前に出る。せい。守りは任せてくれ。攻めるぞ。この一撃で。そこだ。
もしかして今がチャンス？
ここで一気に片付ける。 一気に行こう。
Oh, it's just like the linked attacks in Sophie too. Okay.
切り開く。
Why in God's name are achievements popping up on a pirated copy? I'm dead. Not sure what to say to that, but then again, when I got Zon 2 online, that was the same way. You know what? Something tells me if we actually had, you know, a manual block option when the enemies literally attack us in Sophie 2, maybe I would have had a much bigger chance at at not losing against bosses and shit. I know we had a block button in Sophie 2, but what I'm saying is, like, you know, the type of blocking that they have in this one. That's the type of blocking we need in Sophie 2. If they had that, then I would have blocked all those one-shot attacks. Rios gotta be a furry, bro, unless that hat is just part of the accessory. Fang, is that you from Fairy Fencer? That gotta be Fang, bro. You look like Fang. Look like a time skip version of Fang. That's what Slade looked like. Slade Claw Slayer. Would it have really mattered who we started off with? When they would have met, like, I think like a couple minutes into it. While gathering materials? When's the last time we could ever switch with a male Atelier character? I think it's been like, you know, I don't think I could ever switch with a male Atelier character in certain games to move around, because I don't think what was it? All of Ryza didn't have free roaming with the other characters. Only Ryza was able to free roam, and then freaking Sophie was the same way. It's like, this would be the first time I ever get to switch out another character to free roam with. I wonder if the Ryza collection has the option to free roam with any other character aside from Ryza now. Heck, I kind of wish the Blue Reflection collection had that too, but nah. Swear to God, because I always wanted to free roam with Kokoro and
俺は君とは行かない。君は町へ戻るんだ。
戻るわけないじゃん。ここで会ったが100年目。
意味わからずノリで言ってるだろ。とにかく俺はもう行く。急いでるんだ。
あ、待って。実は私ね、本当のことを言うと町には戻れないんだ。
なんだ、どうしたんだ。町で何かあったのか。
それがさ、この遺跡に入ってすぐプニに追いかけられたせいで出口がどこにあるかわからなくなっちゃって。だから先に進むしかないんだよね。それにほら、スライだって帰るときは出口探さなきゃでしょ。だったら一緒に探した方がよくない？ 2 人なら2倍だよ。成功率の速さも多分2倍。
いかん、頭痛が。この子はなんでこんなに楽天的なんだ。
それに見てよ、あの扉。あれこそ夢の塊ね。わかるよね。あの扉を前にして撤退するなんて冒険者として失格よ。
それは単なるお前の感想だろ。
スライはこの遺跡の秘密を何か知ってるんでしょ。ここは昔何があったの？あの扉の奥に何があるの？
知らん。そもそもここが本当に俺の目指している遺跡かどうかもまだ分かっていないんだが。
だったらなおさら早く扉まで行って調べてみようよ。
おい。
Is that one of the old games?
ってやつだ。この調子だと何を言ってもついてくるな。なんとか引き剥がしたいところだが、正直危なっかしくてこんなところに放ってはおけない。できれば巻き込みたくなかったんだが、万が一のことがあればその時は俺が。すまん相棒。戻るのにもう少しだけ時間がかかりそうだ。一人で勝手に行くな。罠があるかもしれないだろう。
楽しみだな。あの扉開くかな。あの先には何があるんだろう。
あの扉の向こうが本当に目的の場所なら、あの先には。
Also, there's a lot of DLCs and they went crazy with all the DLCs in this game. Is this really the pause button or did the pause button not really show up yet since we're still in like the prologue? I can't wait to pop out. I guess it'll start when I get into the Atelier, but I cannot wait to pop out my favorite Gus BGM soundtracks. I'm definitely gonna pop on some Knights of Azure tracks. Before I pop on any of my favorite tracks, are all the soundtracks are all the game original soundtracks here good or decent? Just only asking, just so I know that what was it? Just so I know that I'm not putting my favorite soundtracks over peak soundtracks in this game. But
これは間違いなく大発見だよ。戻ったら町の人たちに知らせなくちゃ。
それはやめろ。危険すぎる。
なんで？やっぱりスレイ、この遺跡のこと何か知ってて私に隠してるでしょ。
隠し事はしてない。ただここが俺の目的とする遺跡ならこの遺跡はまだ生きてる。
生きてる？それってどういう？
言葉の通りだ。 まだ古の機構が稼働してる。その辺の遺跡にあるような残骸とは違う。
I'm guessing with these new graphics, Sophie and Rise's models also have been upgraded.
単純なものじゃないんだが。
よーし、そうと分かれば早速中へ。
おい待て、気安く。遅かったか。
ダメだ、びくともしない。
何事もなくてよかったが、この扉やはり他と質感が違うな。それに何かを感じる。
今の何？光がブワーってなったけど。ねえスレイ、その腕は何なの？ちょっとすごすぎるんだけど。何やったの？
俺は何もしてない。腕輪が遺跡に反応しただけだ。この腕輪は、これは両親の形見だ。腕輪は父の、腕輪についてる石、ガイストコアは母のな。
形見。
ガイストコアが反応した。
Wasn't there another Atelier game
やはりここが
with a male protag? I think it was Mana something.
正しかったということか。
No, I don't think that was the Atelier title. Probably a different one, but they said I think that was
どうやら封印が解けたようだな。
a spin-off or whatever. But it started with Mana or whichever. I forget the name, but that one had a male protag too. Is that what it's called? I think that was like a spin-off or something. Hmm.
おい、大丈夫か。
大丈夫。ねえスレイ、これって一体。
これはもしかして
It's playable in this one?
金釜か。
Oh, so Slade's not the only one?
かも。
Well, it makes sense he's playable in this one since he's a protag. But I didn't think they would have other male protags playable from previous
俺
games.
はここに来る前、ルイネ州にいたんだ。そこでは錬金術について書かれた書物をいろいろと読んだ。この釜の形や模様は、その書物の何冊かに描かれていた錬金釜の絵ととてもよく似ている。
My only guess of why they stopped doing male protags in Atelier series is probably because of the fact that female lead characters, female heroines are like, you know, they have the main attraction. They would bring more of an attraction to fans and stuff, so I guess that would make sense. And honestly, seeing as how far they went with a lot of female protags, I think it went pretty well.
この部屋も今まで一度も見たことないけど。
I think if we still had male protags
ないけど。
in the Atelier series, I don't think it would, you know, I don't think it would be around the popularity that it has now. I mean, yeah, Atelier is still considered, you know, Atelier in general is still considered pretty niche, but it's not as niche as Utawaru Mono. So, you know, they at least, like, you know, they at least went far as to,
この時の私はまだ何も知らなかった。
they at least went far as to
私の心は
make it still more well known.
気づいていたんだ。
due to its gameplay and everything, and amazing stories. So I mean that much is good. And no matter how niche it is, no matter how niche a game is, as long as people still take the time to play it or at least like buy it, that goes to show that it's still underrated and and that other people can get into it too. I just kind of wish Utawaru Mono had that love too, because Utawaru Mono is like if they hadn't started off Utawaru Mono as an Edo game and stuff, as an Edo game and everything, then I promise you that it would have already like become much more well known. Who was that furry girl? Yeah, hold up. Girl in the yellow? I'm digging her. Totally, I still actually have to play, funny enough. I think I had that game bought, but I never touched it, though. I'm guessing that's probably a hard game. Bailiff? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was Bailiff for a sec. Sophie. Hold up a sec. It looks like they used Sophie's old, It looks like the model from Warrior All-Stars. I'm not gonna lie, because her hair is much more, like, dark red. And I see that they used her one fit, her outfit from the first game. Gotta give them props. They used their outfit from like the very first game and shit. Not gonna lie, that was her more iconic look than the second game. So this must be the Atelier then. And I wonder if you can also do alchemy as Slade. Because if both of them are pro tags, I thought Slade would also be able to do alchemy too. But I guess he's just, good for fighting. So both of them don't know then, okay.
けど、この錬金釜、マナの力が満ちてるみたいに見えるけど、この程度の量じゃダメってこと？
何？どういうことだ？
いや、ほら、ちょっとだけど光ってるじゃん。たくさんってわけじゃないけど。
Only Rios?
この釜がマナでできているのか、この空間にマナの力が漂っているのかわからないけど。
マナが満ちてる。光ってる。光？
何よ、また私のこと変なやつだって思って。
なら試してみたらどうだ？お前の言う通り、この釜にマナの力が満ちてるなら錬金術だってできるかもしれないだろ
う。そうか。
もちろん才能があればの話だがな。錬金術を成功させるにはそれなりの素養が。
そうだよ、試してみればいいんだよ。試すだけならタダだもん。私さっきそこの本の中に錬金釜使って作るレシピみたいなの見つけたんだよね。あった、これだ。これなら私にも簡単に作れそうな気がする。
Use the diary in the atelier to save and load. Photo mode, okay. Changing BGM. Alright.
やっぱり何事も試してみなくちゃね。そうやって道は開けるんだよ。
あいつには何が見えている？もしかして
Damn, I didn't expect the atelier to be like this.
見られるかもしれない。
In a time and space setting, man. Now that's beautiful. I thought they would put it inside the city. Like inside the city, but I guess we didn't go back to the city yet. This is probably the atelier outside of the city. Like far from the city. But is there an atelier inside the city? I mean, she's got to have a home, right? So, I mean, and can you rest in here too? Is there a bed? It's like... Damn, auto run really is fast. I didn't even use it yet, but so that's the auto run. Let me see. All right, where do I go? Save menu. Let me drop a save real quick. All right, so the DLC pulled up, so that means, yep. Ah, they finally added in the collection for Blue Reflection Second Light soundtracks, but it's not much though, I bet. Hold up. Yeah, probably a little bit of you know, these are the hardscapes and everything. Let's see what else. Okay. Okay, Yumiya's soundtracks are added in too. All right. What's the difference though? Hold up. Resleriana. But what's the difference though? I thought this was isn't this like both titles together? Like both titles combined together? What is the difference though? Is this, hold up. Because the title literally says Atelier Resleriana, the Red Alchemist and the White Guardian. So why is... Looks like they're separate or something. Hold on. I didn't know there was like an actual one that existed. Oh, this it is. So what is it, like the original then, like, or the first one? And would this be like a sequel? And the one we're playing now is like a sequel. That's crazy though. And of course they got Rise of 3 soundtracks and 2s and 1s. Okay. And then Sophie too. Then Sophie. Okay, and Totori. Okay, so now I remember now. This was the collection I had. But Rorona I never finished though. That was the first I played. I'm guessing Rorona Plus is probably a mobile game or possibly an old one, but and we were just talking about Monokemia. This was the one that had a male pro tag. Okay. An HD remake of the original game? And that's on PlayStation? The one I got on PS4 though was this one. I don't know why I didn't see that one on PlayStation. Atelier Iris, Violet. Man, the old art style was good back in the day, bro. It's crazy how they evolved that old art style into what we have now. Like, not to mention other titles outside of Atelier, like Blue Reflection. Is like, what did they have for Blue Reflection? Hold on. I don't want to put the soundtracks over the field and stuff, but you know, I just love all the classic soundtracks. Hold up. Ah, shit. Which one was this one? I think it was Hinako's Hardscape. And that was for and this one was for what was it? This one was for the dates. She's in a normal size, so she's like much taller and stuff, and Kokoro's Hardscape. Kokoro's Hardscape, okay. Yeah, I'm glad Kokoro's Hardscape was like the first level, bro. Like that just introduced a crazy, sad, beautiful soundtrack. I actually like Kokoro's Hardscape. This is the one I need to put on. Close communication. That's the one I wanted to put on. Give it a sec. This is the one I wanted to put on the field, but I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Because I had another favorite one too for the field music. And this was a soundtrack for the sister's Heartscape, right? Yeah. Hiyori's Heartscape and her sister. Hiyori and Mio's Heartscape, I think. Okay, let's see for did they add anything new for Knights of Azure, or is it the same soundtracks? Desire. Thank God they still got that one. Yo, you're right though. But terrifying yet so cute. Like this is always gonna be the music I put on whenever I'm in the Atelier. This is by far the most beautiful, I almost said Atelier soundtrack. This is by far the most beautiful Knights of Azure soundtrack. Randomized songs. Hold up, let me see. Corrin's theme, still one of the OP themes in the game. I think I'll add them randomized, so let me see. What else should I add on? Where was the soundtrack I was looking for in Sophie 2? It was the ice stage. Ah, crap. This is the one. There you go. This is the best soundtrack in Sophie 2. I don't care what anyone says, bro. Fever Dream, bro. It's a Fever Dream soundtrack. And then let's see, what should I put for Forgotten Ruins speech here? I wonder if I wonder if the soundtracks in certain areas restart after fighting an enemy unless they resume, because Sophie 2 resumed the soundtracks. Sophie 2 resumes the soundtracks when you right after a battle. So I wonder if Resentia does the same too. Is this the title before they started calling it Atelier? It says Hermina and Kulas. So I wonder if this was like the title before they started calling it Atelier. Because it doesn't have Atelier on this one, so. Okay, so let's see. I didn't get a chance to fully explore Yumiya's soundtracks all the way, so I'm gonna go back and play that soon. But let's see what else. Yo, you're right. Where's that at? Where's that at though? That's crazy. And yet they took the time to add in Blue Reflection Second Light now. Funny. When did Rise of 3 drop? Rise of 3 dropped right after Rise of 3 dropped right after Blue Reflection Second Light. Right? Because when I was playing Rise of 3, I think I saw Blue Reflection Second Light in that one. Its soundtracks. I don't know, but okay, I think I'm good. Let me just add we just do the battle soundtracks. Standard battle. Christopher's theme. Woo! Can't deny that. You can't deny the love for that soundtrack. Where's Corin's theme? Her battle theme. Corin. Did they increase the amount of soundtracks you can put on for battle? Let me see. Yeah, this is totally going. I remember this one. I love it. That one's in my top 5 favorite tracks. Hold up. Going on. That's going on. I really hate the fact that Arbiario Lake, that this soundtrack only plays once in tutorial. I'm gonna keep saying it. We are robbed of this soundtrack in the first game. We are robbed of it. Only one time this soundtrack played, and it's fucking hype. I don't think Second Light had some good battle soundtracks, but not more better than the first one. Is Nelke in the Legendary Alchemist the mobile game? It looks like it could be a mobile game, especially if it has a crossover between other Atelier characters. I see Sophie right there, so. Because what was it? Tales of the Tales series did something like that. Tales of Arise or whichever it was. A PS4 game? But it's probably not the same gameplay, is it? I knew it. See, that's why I haven't heard of it. That's why I haven't heard of it. That's why. But it does look good though. The cover actually looks pretty lit. Utsa's Hardscape. Okay. All right, I'm almost done. Then I think everything else will just stay regular. Okay. So what else do we got over here? Examine the cauldron.
どれにしようかな。
I hope the synthesizing isn't confusing for me. Told you, and I'm a slow learner when it comes to alchemy I almost keep saying Riser, bro. I'm a slow learner when it comes to alchemy and Atelier series, so hoping it's like at least easier like Riser, but imagine screaming in the middle of midnight. What a shame.
まずはこれを入れて。
pretty fast. Is this game easy on the hardest difficulty too, or? So that's how you synthesize in the game, okay. But the regular enemies are pretty easy to beat.
確かにできている。だがこれは成功と言えるのか。リアス、浮かれているところすまないが、これは本当に成功しているのか。随分と見た目は。
She doesn't have the best material.
成功しているように見えないな。あれ？どうした？今度は何があった？なんかもう無理そう。光も消えちゃってるし。
Or at least the enemies are easy to beat. Cause Sophie too didn't do so kindly to that. Please don't talk about Aura. That was the most annoyingest thing they ever did on Sophie too. And I hope I don't see that in later games. I noticed that instead of like, you know, fading it out and heading straight to the next cutscene and stuff, they show the tips and everything through a loading screen. That's something new. Unless this isn't the first time Atelier has done that. Must be the mayor of their village.
ランドルフは姉さんの部下だよ。
さらっと言ってるが、実はとんでもない子なんじゃないか。
So that must be the pause screen. Wishlist campaign present. Obtains 29 cool. Traveler's shoes. Bunny tail. I keep pressing and it keeps... What? I can't even see my damn... Are the controls in this game okay? No, it must be the copy, bro. I don't know. I mean, I don't need to see much in the container. $99? Damn, and here I thought it was gonna be like 20 or 50. No, Sophie 1 did 20 if I remember correctly, but that's a good change. Wow, I can't even... God, man, that freaking menu, dude. What the hell? What's up with this shit, bro? It's not even... Don't even let me see shit. Alright, whatever. Let me go save and close down the game and open it back up. Something's wrong with this shit, bro. Okay, so this game literally has a problem. So I'm gonna have to... Give me 1 sec. Yeah, so this is what they were reporting. Alright, I'm gonna have to close this down and open it back up. Hold up. Well, then again, it is kind of getting to that time, so I'll just look for a new copy and use that one instead. Nah, it's because of the fact that it's a... Well, I guess you could say it's a glitch, but because of the fact that it's a pirated game, pirated games aren't always perfect. So there's that specifically. Hold up. So I'll load it back up. Big deal. Doesn't hurt. Doesn't matter. I could just look for a different copy online and use that. Now my controller stopped working on it. I don't know. Okay, so this is definitely the game's fault. Hold up. Well, it's pirated. There's nothing you can do. That's why it's best. I do have an alternate website to download it off of, so once I get it off of there, it shouldn't be any problems. Yep, and now it doesn't open back up. All right, hold up. I'll do that one more time. Okay, there you go. Now it wants to open. Piece of shit. Mind you, just because there's, just because they're free, trusted sites and shit to download games off of doesn't mean that you should download off of them. Always buy the game officially, even if it means digital isn't technically owning. Because it's technically not. But, I'll look for another copy online. I'm going to stop right here for the night, though. I'll look for another copying and see if I can get that going on later today. But everybody have a good night. I'm gone.